Welcome everybody to Catfish Weekly along with James Smith. I'm Lyle Stokes. James, we got a great guest tonight, but I got a couple announcements to make. How you doing?
I'm doing great, my friend. Doing
Doing
great. Staying busy.
Staying busy. Is it raining out there?
No, we actually had 2 beautiful days, and I think the rain's supposed to reel back in probably in about a day or two.
I know you was talking about it raining
No, we actually had 2 beautiful
for a while, and everything was flooded. Now we've had a mess of that, and everything's flooded here. All the lakes is high and the water's muddy, and everybody's complaining about this and complaining about that. But about July and 1st of August, they'll be saying, "Where's all that rain at?" Because it'll be gone. But
Yes.
it is what it is. I got an announcement to make from the Indiana Catfish Association. They had a tournament the 20th and the 21st and Leavenworth, and the results are Henry Neffes and Tom Petrosky, 71.5 pounds for first. Mary Jane Wood and Terry Holden for 70.06 for second. Ricky Eisfeld and Virgil Harden for 58.87 for third. Damian Clark, Jeremiah Keene, and Chad Vowles, 57.19 for fourth. And Delmer Wagler and Randy Grabber, 57.2 for fifth. And they had big fish of 48.72 pounds. That is quite a weigh-in. And 50-pound fish this early in the year for big fish in a tournament is just pretty dang good. So congratulations to all those guys.
There was a tournament the other day. I think somebody weighed in a 92-pound fish in that tournament.
Yeah.
Too. Wow,
that's awesome. Now, we'd be happy to announce any of the tournament results that you guys have or upcoming events, whether they be fishing tournaments or something else catfish related, but you have to send them to us because we just can't spend our time every day going through stuff that's online and searching out that stuff. So if you want it done, we'll be happy to do it. Just let us know and we'll make it happen. And by the way, my buddy Chad Fields caught a new personal best of somewhere over 40 pounds. The scales was bouncing between 41 and 42. So he's calling it a 40, which is the correct way to do that. For a lot of people, it'd have been a 49, But he's saying 40. It would, like I say, the scales are between 41 and 42. It's hard to hold them fish up there, read them scales, especially if you haven't done it for a while. And so great fish on him. That was a new personal best. And D caught a 20 something. I don't remember exactly earlier. Maybe I think during that tournament, but I forgot what place he said he got in the tournament, but you know what? That was a great fish for both of them, and congratulations on that. What else we got, James?
Actually, I had something I was going to announce tonight, but just don't forget, ladies and gentlemen, come on out to the tournament, April the 17th. Be glad for you to have you out here. Mr. Lyle can drive all the way from Missouri. Y'all can make the trip too. It's all worthwhile for the veterans, guys and gals.
That's exactly right. We're going to have a blast when we get out there, and a lot of fun with a lot of people that we've been trying to get to for a long time. So we're on the line about bringing a boat now. I had planned on doing it, but now we're on the line about doing it. And if I don't, I'll probably just stay and help you there at the weigh-in, James.
Well, I'm sure there's going to be some boats there. And I'm sure somebody will put you on there.
I'm quite sure, but I'm not too sure that I wouldn't be better suited at the ramp. But we'll see how that goes between now and then, and we'll visit about it some more. But regardless, we're going to pay an entry into it one way or the other. So it don't matter. We're going to help them veterans out all we can.
I went by there. One more thing. I went by there a little while ago, Lyle, before I come home. And they're slamming walls up.
Sweet.
They won't be long. It won't be long. They're putting the walls up now. And electrician's supposed to be there in about 2 weeks and start pulling wire. Then after that, the plumber will be in and sheetrock and stuff will go up. That's if the county will get off their tail and start writing permits.
Well, I understand how that is, but if they understood how important our veterans are to us, if they was that important to them as they are to you and I, they wouldn't be fooling around with that stuff. They get it done.
Yes, sir. I agreed 100%. But you know how local governments are. They're going to drag their tails.
It doesn't matter if it's local or if in Washington, D.C.
Yeah, government's government. It don't.
All right. Has life. How you doing, buddy?
I am blessed. First, I want to say thank you, Lyles, and thank you, Patriot James, for reaching out to me and bringing me as a guest onto the show. I am greatly honored to be here today. So thanks for that. I'm doing great.
Well, you're so welcome. And I watched you and your buddy
Mark, Fishing Magician.
Fishing Magician the other day, and you was waylaying fish like there was no tomorrow, man.
Yeah, it was a hot bite. Best bite I've had on catfish yet so far. As far as numbers wise, it was a great day. It was.
How many did you catch total?
We lost count. I have to go back and check all the footage, but it was over 30. It was over 30 catfish. I don't know exactly what the final number is, but we'll have to wait and see. I got
when you lose count. You had a good freaking day.
A good day, yes. It was
yes.
a blast.
Oh man, yeah. When you lose count on how many fish that you've caught, it's a stellar day. It may be a once in a lifetime day.
Yes,
and I wouldn't care if it ain't nothing but dinks.
It don't matter.
That's still a good freaking day.
It was still a good fishing day. And the best part about it was it was a tournament going on the Potomac River at the time. So there was like 30 boats within 3 miles of the river, like a 3-stretch mile of the river. So it was a lot of boat traffic. But we were still able to get on fish. And the boat tournament guys, they had them good days too. So it was just a hot bite for everybody on the river.
That's awesome. That's a great day.
Lyle, makes you wonder what was running right then. Were they a bait fish running in that area at that time? Because right now the hot bite is on Santee because they're letting the river herring come in.
Yeah. The shad run isn't up here yet, but it's just, I think the warmer temperatures have just got them very active. And I also noticed that they weren't hanging out deep. They were in 20 feet of water, 15 feet of water.
So any shallow fish that was up there was in trouble.
Yeah. So where we were catching them at about 3 weeks before that, I was catching them in 40 feet, 50 feet, 60 feet of water.
That's warm weather.
Warm weather. Yep. Warm weather, warm waters.
You know what, James? We forgot to talk about a bunch of these people in chat. Has, help us out. Let's try to announce some of these people we got in chat.
We got JP3.
There's JP3 is right. Mexicat, Junior Proctor, the Fishing Magician, Mike Greenwell, Mike Lewis, 1 ton. Okay, boys. Somebody else take her away.
Yeah, I see Mike Irvin, Popo Ed, Sharina's in the house, Creole's in the house. There's Mr. Chad, Roger, Maurice, of course. We always love seeing Maurice come in here. There's Dave in the house. Mr. Flint Hill himself, guys and gals. There's Anna. Hey, Anna. You see new channels, and if you're not subscribed to Has Life, make sure you go over and subscribe to him and hit the daggum notification button. I was subscribed, buddy, but for some reason I didn't have the bell rung on you. That's why I haven't been seeing some of your videos come up, but it is checked off now.
Thank you. Appreciate that, Patriot.
Thomas Littlepage, go ahead, Has. Give out a couple shout outs.
We got Janice in the house, 1 Ton Fishing Club is in the house, Eric Burnside, Palmetto Cats is in the house, Uncle Lou, Fishing with the Chad, Fins and Fines, Mo Creek is in the house, Creole Catfishing, 2 Stands Fishing is in the house, has a great show with him and his son on Sundays. Stand Day, they call it. Brian B. Catfishing in the house. What's going on, brother? Mr. Gadget, Mexicat, man. Awesome people.
They're all great. Country Boy Catfishing, Sean Abney. Man, we got a bunch of great ones in here.
Amazon Catfish. That's a new one to me.
Keystone Catfish Hunters. Fishing Chick. I've seen that one before, but not too often. So welcome. If you're new, we're glad to have you. There's the Fishing with the Squirrel. We get so many people coming in here, and some of them come and some of them go, and some of them come back, some of them don't. But that's part of it, And for all of you that's hitting that thumbs up, thank you. And if the rest of you would care to, we'd appreciate it. Somebody said something about Dieter Melhorn, so I assume that Dieter has graced us with his presence. It's always great to have Dieter in here with us.
Mr. Matthew, yeah, there's Dieter in the house.
Dieter's in the house.
Dieter
What's going on, Dieter?
Has is showing Lyle what a real man's beard looks like.
Yeah. I've been growing this beard for a while.
I gotta let it go. I mean, what can you say?
Yeah, that's it.
Gotta let it go. Oh my! Hooks and hammocks. Dieter, Mike Irwin, Mike Greenwell, Fins and Finds. My good buddy Bob. All right, I don't see any more. Oh, there's D. We don't want to miss D.
No, don't want to miss Miss D. She come in mine and Donna's live feed the other night and bought a little item from Donna. There's Mark. There's Ernie Brown. Robbie Thompson's in the house. We got a bunch of great people. Like I said, guys, always share the love, share the bait.
Here's a great story right here, fellas. Mark Louderbaugh. I met him in our local Walmart store here a couple of weeks ago. We was talking about batteries. And somehow the subject of fishing come up. And he's a big-time lead producer for sinkers and jigs and all kinds of stuff. And he was getting batteries for his boat, and I was getting batteries for my boat. And we stood there and had the greatest conversation. Mark, thank you so much for joining Catfish Weekly tonight. I hope you enjoy the show. With all the things that you do, if you would be interested in doing a show with us sometime, we would love to have you. You could do one online like this, or as close as we are, we might be able to get together and do one. So if you're interested in that, let me know. He had never heard of us before. Of course, I didn't know anything about him. I'm not native to this area. But we had a wonderful conversation, and what an outstanding guy. We're lucky to have people like that in the catfishing world, or in the fishing world altogether. So people, please welcome Mark to the show tonight. We appreciate him being in here. There's Robert Andrews and Brad Becks.
Mr. Fishing Fetish.
In.
Yeah, Mr. Justin Fishing Fetish, Carolina Catfish. Got all kind of great people in
There's
here.
Harley Neal. We haven't seen Harley in here for a while, but he's been kind of busy. There's Twisted Fishing TV.
Yo, Harley looked like he's I think the YouTube has stuck a hook in him, don't you, Lyle?
Maybe so, yeah. Well,
it's hard not to.
How did you get started in the boat business? My understanding is, from what you've told me, that you really wasn't a boat owner and had only operated a boat a few times. Now, with that being said, I'm going to say you're doing a really good job with that.
Tell
us a little bit about becoming a new boat owner and how that has affected your fishing.
So yeah, I just purchased a boat about 2 months ago. It's an older boat, so it has some stuff that needs to be done, worked on and stuff. So I'm going through the paces and getting stuff done, a little bit at a time here and there. But I had no experience as far as fishing off of a boat. I've anchored before, but not like in rivers and such. I've been in lakes. I did one time I did fish the bay down in Florida. That was my first time ever on a boat. So I went, there was like a boat rental place right next to the hotel I was staying at. And I was down there for like a week. And like the fourth day, I was like, man, I want to go rent this boat. Let me go see, how I go about that. So I went over there, talked to the guy. He was like, have you driven a boat before? I was like, no. He took me out, gave me a 20-minute crash course, showed me how to do everything. And then I went and found a rod in the tackle place where you can rent rods at right around the corner, and went out there with some shrimp and some squid and stuff. And we were catching, caught a couple sharks that day. That was my first time catching sharks. So that was, and that's when I didn't really know much about fishing. The first one, I was scared to get the hook out of his mouth. I'm not gonna lie to you. Oh man!
All you needed to know, the day was teeth in them mouths, wasn't it?
Yeah. I was like, I'm not even gonna lie. I just cut it right close to the hook, and I sent him on his way.
Yeah.
Yeah. But the second one, I felt bad when I caught the second one. I didn't want to do that, so I tried my best, and I got the hook out his mouth. But yeah, now fast forward to 2021, I got a boat, and I love it. It's definitely changed the game as far as fishing. For obviously, you can move from spot to spot to spot, and you're not on the bank just hoping that fish are out there. Fish are out there now. You're not going to pull up at a spot where you're not marking any fish at. So that's like the best thing as far as access. The accessibility with the boat is definitely awesome.
It is, and there is a cost to it.
Definitely.
There's definitely a cost to having a boat, ownership, and upkeep on them, and gas alone.
Oh, yes.
Unbelievable. But you gain so much from being able to move places when you want to and not have to jump in the car and load and unload everything 3 or 4 times. And if you're cautious and don't run a boat wide open all the time, if you run half to 3/4 throttle, you'll save 50% of what you're spending on fuel. And let's face it, most of us aren't in that big a hurry. We might think we are, but we're really not. We're out there for the day. So, we're going to have a good time. And that boat you got looks really safe. It's got high sides and stuff on it.
Yes.
And I know that you've had your kids on there, and that's the good thing about high-sided boats.
Yes.
Is it helps keeps them from falling out. And I watched when you and your wife and brother-in-law was on there.
Yeah, my brother and my son, my baby boy. Yep, we were out there.
That was a great family show. I enjoyed that probably as much. I don't know, you and Magician, you guys was tearing them up the other day. I liked that one pretty good.
Yeah. That was a great one too. That was a great one.
But I really did like the family aspect of that. It makes the show really good. And one thing, right quick, I see that Kelly Bullock is in here with the Bullock Experience. He has a show coming on tomorrow night, and I will be guest on there. And we're going to talk about the equipment that I use when fishing. So if you get a chance, please tune in. If I didn't say that now, I'd probably forget it. So I wanted to make sure to give him a hit.
They got a set of bobbers too, Lyle.
Kelly?
Yes, they ordered bobbers early. Yep.
And that's going to be a cool thing, because we're going to talk about bobbers, and we're going to talk about planer boards, and we're going to talk about fishing rods and reels and all that stuff.
Yeah,
tools
for the tackle box.
Yeah, I got one question before we go too far. Where'd you get your name Has Life?
So growing up, I'm a very creative person, and I made music. I did rap music, hip hop music for a while, from about 15 to about 24, 25 years old. I did a lot of music, and my rap name was Hazmat, Hazardous Materials. That's what I went by. And all my friends call me Haz for short. That's what my name was. So that stuck. And then obviously that's how the YouTube channel came about, was This Is My Life. This is Haz Life. So that's it.
And
I didn't know if you was a firefighter and you done chemical stuff as a hazmat team or what it was. That's why I seen that.
I like that name a lot. It's really good. Kevin's.
Let's hear some bars.
God, he's talking about stuff I can't do or pronounce or say. I knew what he meant.
Y'all gonna have to wait, man. I'm retired from that life, man. Y'all have to wait for some bars.
You're gonna have to write us up a Catfish daggone rap, though.
What I will do is I will put a song together for you guys. I wasn't really big into freestyle, and I was good at making songs and putting productions together, hooks and verses and stuff. I'll put something together for the Catfish community, though. I definitely.
There you go.
Cool. Yeah,
there you go.
Really good. Some of us don't know much about that part of the music industry, but it's guys like you that's going to bring it to us, and we appreciate it, because we gotta step up our game a little bit. And I'm not into none of that.
Yeah,
but everybody your age and younger is.
Yeah.
So we got to make it as interesting for you guys as it is for us old guys.
Yeah, we'll bridge the gap between the age and location, everything like that.
Hey, Lyle. Now I didn't. You might say that, but now, hey, I bumped elbows on the daggum disco floor, son. So I've heard all different kind of daggum.
What he's
walks in my
doing ain't
son.
disco, my man.
Hey, I listened to everything from country to blues to daggum jazz. I was but yeah, I busted a move on quite a few daggum lit dance floors out there, buddy. So
when disco and stuff was going, wasn't on the dance floor. I was behind a drum set. But now Cindy, on the other hand, she liked that dance floor up. You know,
I didn't know you was a drummer. I played drums for years.
Oh yeah, for years and years.
You got some rhythm too. If you play some drums, you got some rhythm.
Yeah, I love drums, man.
Transfer to my body.
Yeah, it doesn't transfer to the legs. It only works in the arms.
Yeah, and that was a long time ago. But
let me tell you, Has, one of the last concerts I went to, and I was the only Caucasian in the daggum whole Coliseum at Charlotte Coliseum. You'd never guess who I wouldn't seen. Bootzilla.
Oh yeah.
Who?
Bootsy. That son of a gun said we're gonna rock the windows out of this son. Well, he didn't say it like that, but son,
and he did. You had fun?
My word, son. There was 5 bands that night, and that was the biggest freaking party. I was nervous when I first went in.
Yeah.
But son, I was taken right down to the front floor. I was bumping elbows, dancing, rubbing, cooching, whatever. We was having a blast out there. But when Bootsy come out on that stage, the place went freaking crazy.
Yeah.
We gonna blow the roof off this mother sucker, what he said. Hey, it was wild, but yeah, I love it all. It don't matter from the blues. It all come together in one.
Yeah, and that's the way it needs to be. You know, we used to do some stuff with a local radio station, and I would sit in with a lot of other bands, not just the ones that I played in, but it was a lot of fun. And then there was a local opera house, and they imported a lot of the people from Nashville up there. And I have actually played with Waylon and several of the others. And
I hear you.
Band for Waylon Jennings and Jimmy Webb and oh my gosh, I can't tell you how many of the big stars that come from there. And of course, in Hannibal, it was close to Hannibal, and Jim Ed Brown, and I can't remember the lady's name that played with him as a singer, was from Hannibal, Missouri, and I played with her a lot. When I was 15, they tried to get me to go down and record music with them. My mom wouldn't let me, because they come to the house and they said, well, now you're smoked, so you can't go into this place to buy cigarettes, and you can't go into this bar because they'll serve you, and you can't do this, you can't do that, Mom, because that's it, you ain't going.
Yeah.
And whether it was a big opportunity that I missed, I don't know. But I know that the guy that took my place down there traveled with a band called the Rebels and the Renegades for 10 years.
Oh.
You know, so maybe not, but him and I was good friends. He used to stop by the house, and we'd bull crap about that years after that, and them was some good times.
But you know, like we said, we don't really know much about, you know, some of the style of music he's talking about, but it all comes from the blues. It all comes from the blues and stuff. It don't matter if you rap, rock and roll, country, it's all got tied into the blues. Hey, and they some nights I'm not a radio listener when I'm out on the boat. I'd rather hear what Mother Nature tells me. But every once in a while, I got a buddy of mine. He won blues championship 2 years in a row, worldwide blues championship, and Contagious. And I still got some of his old CDs, and I'll just stick him old blues on and just sit back and turn it down, listen to it in the background, and just that has my fishing going on. But let's get back to fishing, my friend.
Yep, because if you don't, I'm going to be talking about Stevie Ray Vaughan next.
Oh, I hear you though. Ain't nothing wrong with some Stevie though. Ain't nothing wrong with some Stevie. Now, what kind of setups are you learning to use on your boat and stuff? How you getting set up? You figuring out your game plan?
You know, I fish in the river, so I point the nose upstream, put the boat, downstream. So I'm anchoring up. Right now I only have 4 flush mount built-in rod holders on the back of the boat, And I experimented with a PVC pipe, which you would see, Lyles, you probably saw in that video when I was out there with my family, that I was going from a 1-inch pipe to a 1.5-inch pipe, and Home Depot didn't make a coupler for that. So I had to like make my own shift one with some ratchet metal, like ratchet straps. And I had a feeling that part was going to fail on it. So I had some rod leashes to put onto the rods just to be sure. And it failed. It failed. And the rods all went into the water. But we got them all back. We got them all back.
Good.
So,
now, you can heat PVC up and make it swell out or shrink up.
Yes. I have seen people do that with the heat gun and such. But I finally found one that slides into my rod holder, triple rod rack that slides into my rod holder. So I'm just waiting for it to get here, and then we'll be able to fish off the back of the boat with more rods. So I'm just waiting for that to come.
I heard you talking to Lyle about you learning to anchor up, and you finally throw 2 anchors or whatever.
Yes.
How's that going for you?
So my first time doing it was out with Mark, because we fish in tidal water. So it was incoming tide. Now it started blowing us upstream now with the incoming tide, and that was my first time experiencing. I've been on the water about 5 or 6 times now in the Potomac River, but that was the first time that we started blowing the opposite way. I was like, I'm not used to this. What's going on? The boat is swaying, and I'm just like, yeah, we got to reel these rods up. And we were close to the bridge, and I was like, let's get on the other side of this bridge, and then I'm gonna put 2 anchor down. So the first time I did it, I had I didn't have enough line going out off the front and off the back of the boat. So the second time that I did it, I let a lot of line out off the front anchor, and then dropped the back anchor, and then let a lot of line out, and then pulled back up to the front anchor. So
there you go.
Yeah, I watched YouTube videos on stuff before I went out doing it. Obviously, if you don't know something, go on YouTube, and there's going to be plenty of videos out there. And definitely, anybody that's thinking about getting to a boat, definitely go watch those videos. Because I didn't have experience with, growing up fishing with people or going out with people on the boat, fishing off a boat. It's just I'm learning everything, on the fly, on my own.
I'm going to offer you something here. Being new to that, and I know that you're excited about having that, but if you get into a situation that you're not comfortable with,
yes,
I've been on boats since I was a little kid on the Mississippi River.
Yeah,
I've seen it all.
Mm-hmm.
I've seen a whole bunch of it.
Yeah,
and I don't want you getting in no trouble, especially when your family's up there. If you got any questions or anytime when you're out there, all you got to do, I'm only a phone call away, and I am sure there is plenty of other people in here that feel the same way.
Mm-hmm.
But always remember that. And you got to respect that water. Now, Twisted Fishing TV says high quality rod holders are a rod saver and worth every penny. And there is several good quality companies on the market.
Yes.
I heard Driftmaster. Everybody's got their own opinion of what's good. As long as you have a good one, you won't have any problems.
Yes, definitely. So I'll be testing this one out, and if I don't like it, I'm gonna take off the rod holders that are already on there. I'll just grind those off, and then drill some holes, and then put some rod holders on that I like on there.
Now, if you're using the metal rod holders, your boat is fiberglass, correct?
Yes, fiberglass.
Get big washers underneath there.
Okay.
The biggest you can get. I've got some that was used on when I used to work on handicap accessible vans.
Yeah.
And they got the 7/16 holes in them.
Yes.
And they're staged where they're actually in a hexagon. They're about this big.
Okay.
And if I need to put another one that's a flat one underneath that for the nut, I do that. But that'll spread the weight load on that fiberglass and cracking and stuff.
Yeah. Thank you.
And if you have to, you can get you a flat piece of steel. If you have to, you go to a hardware store and say, "Look, I want this piece of metal. Can you cut it?" Most of them can cut them for you, however length they want, and just drill your own hole in it, and you're good to go too.
Yeah.
Because if it's an oblong shape, you can't get a round washer in there. You still got to cut it. So
yeah.
But Lyle, there's a new name in here. They come in once in a while. It's Feral TV. Okay. A man and his wife, they've been fishing on Wiley, and they've been doing pretty freaking good. I just wanted to give them a kind of a shout out in here. I've been watching them for a while since they got started. It's a man and his wife, and they put some pretty good fish in the boat the other day.
Outstanding. I did notice that we had Mad Clatter catfishing's in here, Amazon Catfishing, Dwayne Workman, the Big Country Catfish, our buddy
Real
Mike
Veal
Chavez is in here, Peace City, Ohio
Real
Cat Racers.
Yeah, Real Veal just hollered at you, has.
I don't remember if we got him a while ago.
Oh, yeah. What's going on, Realville, man? Appreciate you coming in.
So,
we got Fish, Mike Chavez. I know my brother was in here, Hobby Nerd. He came in too here. I think he's still in here, just not in the chat.
Steve Austin, Realville Catfishing.
Steve Austin, that's the $6 million man, ain't it?
I think he is.
Ain't that what we was growing up? The $6 million man was Steve Austin?
Man, that was so long ago, but yeah, I do remember that. Eric Burns.
Oh, now, as far as your rods and reels, what are you using? And tell us a little bit about how you're throwing and what your rigs are.
Okay, I have Muddy River catfishing rods, Whisker Seeker, the 9'6" Whisker Seeker. That's more for my bank setup.
Right.
Then I have the Muddy River rods for the boat. I have Slime Cats for the boat, the Joker series, and the Tanglewood Cats High Viz. I wanted to get that black light, effect on the boat when I'm out there nighttime fishing, so that you guys can see the rods well lit and see the takedowns. Now I did put a black light on the boat, but it's nowhere near strong enough, so I'm gonna have to go in and order another one and get a converter to put on 120 volts on there. So that's my next step. And the reels, I have Chaos PC Fun Chaos 50s on a couple of them, Slime Cat reels on 4 of them, and I just got the Pen Squall today, so I can't wait to get that out there. Because we also have the Chesapeake Bay not too far from me, and I will be trolling for stripers as well.
I hear you.
Over the summertime, so I can't wait for that. So I wanted something that's versatile, and those Pen Squalls are good trolling reels too as well. So.
Yeah,
I was looking. How you like those PC phones? Because I'm looking at purchasing me some more spinning reels. Some of my spinning reels are 30 years old. They're still good, but I need to update. I need to get me some more spinning reels. And I've been trying to watch other people's videos, and they use the PC Funs and a few others. So I'm trying to figure out which one I want.
I haven't used the PC Fun spinning reels. I've used the PC Fun Baitcaster Chaos 50s.
Okay.
When it comes to the spinning reel, I like the Kuma Avengers. I like those a lot. And the bait feeder, they're like $50, I believe around $50, $60. Those hold up very well. I like those for spinning reels. I'll let you know about the Chaoses one side. So I put braid on I'm a braid guy, and I put braid on my bait casters. And don't get too happy, Lyles. Do not get too happy. No, I don't know if you can see this this green right behind me. That's 5,000 yards of mono that I just ordered. I'm getting rid of the braid on my bait casters. I can't do it. I backlash so many times on the line.
I have had such good luck with braid, and there's others that have, and some people don't like it. But man, I mean, nothing like not having any stretch.
Yeah, I like it on my on my spinning combos, but on the bait casters, man, it just bites on itself, and it's no fun. And also on the boat too, if you get snagged and you got 50-pound braid on, it's very hard to break that off on the boat.
It is, especially in current.
Yeah. So I just went down to 30-pound mono. That's what I'm putting on all my bait casters.
What kind of mono you go with? I like the Andy. If you do like the low stretch or non-stretch of braid, the Andy line. That Andy line don't have a whole lot of stretch. It don't have a whole lot of memory. Now it's a little bit more than some of your other braids.
Yeah.
But if it says 30 pound, you can count on it breaking right around that 30-pound mark.
Gotcha.
Dieter's actually got a video, I think, on that Andy line, and it's got good castability.
Okay.
So check it out. But it might be a while. You can go through 5,000 yards of what you got.
Yeah.
So you'll have it for a while.
Yeah, I'm definitely gonna have that for a while. I mean, I love that line. This is what I use for my leader, the tri-line big game.
Yep.
This stuff is it's 40 pound, but I mean, it's probably more like 60. Honestly, this stuff does not break. I got the 30 pound on there, and the good thing about it is it glows under black light, so you'll be able to see it at nighttime.
Yeah.
That'll be a big deal when you're fishing at night.
Yeah, definitely. For the viewers and stuff, they love to see the takedowns and to be able to see the lines in the water getting pulled down too as well. It'll be awesome. So I can't wait to get it, all the way set up the way it's supposed to be.
Exactly. And some of this is going to be a learning curve for you.
Oh, definitely going to be a big learning curve.
But I can see you adapting really quick.
Yeah. I take stride, and I will talk about my failures and tell others so they don't go through the same stuff that I went through. I'm no expert by any means. I'm learning as I go.
Share your experience.
Yeah.
Michael Murillo says, "Whoa, Mr. Lyle's got a fly swatter in his hand. I got one of them pesky little devils in here. And Michael, if you watch real close, you might get to see him meet his maker here in a minute." Because they aggravate me to no end, and I don't. If I get a chance to put an end to his happiness, then he's gone.
So with that current like that, so you're basically throwing basic Carolina rigs. Thank you, Catfish and Crappie. Carolina rigs and Santee rigs.
I use three-way swivels. That's what I use. Three-way swivel. I clip my lead right to the one of the three-way swivels, and then I use about a 2-foot leader. Now I've been using no floats for the whole entire time, but I just started using floats now for about a month. So I'm experimenting now with using floats too as well, adding to it. But yeah, just
start adding them to it. I noticed, and Lyle can correct me. Usually, I've always been one of those people. If I'm seeing mud all over my catfish, when they lay it in the mud, I take the floats off.
Yeah.
When they're up and moving, no more mud, put the floats back on the line to get it up off that bottom.
That's how I do it also.
Yeah.
Uncle Lou, thank you so much.
Thank you. Ohio for life. Thank you, Ray Smith.
Thank you.
Now, what kind of boat did you end up getting? I haven't seen your video yet, so I will be checking it out.
I got a Sportscraft 222 offshore. It's 22-foot fiberglass. It has the cabin inside. It's a pretty spacious boat. I like it.
I hear you.
1987. It's older than me. The boat's 1 year older than me.
I miss.
But yeah, I love it, man. I love it. I actually just put it in the shop today.
Comfortable for taking kids and wife out. For
a
day. If one of them needs to lay down, you can take them downstairs.
Exactly.
Awesome looking.
That way you can get out of the sun, hide from it. When that sun's beating up on you for 4 or 5, 6 hours, it can take a toll on you. Yeah.
Or snowing.
Yeah, exactly. Snow and rain and all that. Yep.
Yeah, because I understand that you're not afraid of the snow.
No, I'll go fishing in the snow from the bank, but I don't know about on the boat yet. We'll figure that out.
Yeah, you take it some used to. Thank you, Creo, so much.
Yeah, but I love winter catfishing is like one of my favorite times of the year, man. That's when I catch all my big cats. So
a lot of people say that.
See what Creole said?
Yes, I did.
Fly funeral expenses.
I gotta hit it first, dude. After having a shoulder surgery, it's not as accurate as it used to be. But
That's pretty good.
With my left hand. Oh man.
Oh.
So what's your mainstay as far as bait right now?
Carp has been my meal ticket this winter. So eel is like my summertime fall bait. Carp has been my winter bait. Then I know it's about shad is shad. Of course, I've been using shad when I have been able to get it. But yeah, carp. I've been killing them on carp. I swear by carp.
Carp. Are you catching them?
I buy my carp from the Asian market. A lot of people on here, they laugh about me because one time I was going out fishing with the guy, Catfish Jimbo. He came up from North Carolina, and I needed some bait right that morning. I didn't have time to drive around to a bunch of stores, and they only had live carp, and they were selling them for like $3.99 a pound. I paid $62 for 2 carp to go fishing that day.
Holy crap, man!
Now, was it Asian carp or was it common carp?
It was common carp. It wasn't even anything spectacular. Yeah, it was. But normally I pay like $1.99, usually about $10-15 for a carp. Now I catch them. I've been going after them and catching them more now too as well.
Yeah.
And then I got some good YouTube subscribers. They've been giving me carp lately too as well, because there's so many in the Potomac River in DC. So
yeah,
shout out to them. Shout out to the support system.
There you go. You just chum that water up with corn about every other day, and there'll be so many freaking carp in there you can't stir them with a stick.
Yeah. Yep. Yeah, I use pack bait and then corn on the hook. Catfish and carp. Using his strawberry jello, breadcrumbs, and
I'm talking about chumming it. Go out there when you come by every other day and throw a daggum, 20 pounds out there in the water and just keep on going, and then come back that weekend, son. There'll be so many freaking carp in there you can't stir them.
Yeah.
Mark and Catfish and Crappie says that's waterway robbery.
Yes, it is. Yes, it is. And we only caught like 2 fish that day on that $62 carp too. That's the worst part.
Oh no!
Wow.
But it's better than a skunk.
Better than a skunk. Yeah, we still had fun,
$2 many times or more, and on skipjack at big tournaments, and not fish.
Yeah.
A skunk for $30-some, no skunk, that's worth every penny.
Yeah, definitely.
Right.
Definitely.
Right.
Adventure says they will stay in that area if you put that corn out for them. And Adventures is new to our channel. Thank you so much for stopping in. And there's J-Dog's Gone Fishing. Welcome.
These guys down here, Lyle, they made them some tater guns, and that's how they chum their waters. They'll pack them tater guns and hit that fuel, boom, and it'll scatter corn all over the water.
Sound like a plan to me.
Yeah, they do pretty good with it.
Please remember that Mark with Catfish and Crappie will be going live right after us, so be sure to tune in. He's got a great guest for tonight too.
Yeah, the good thing about carp is you get like 1 15-pound carp. You're good for a while. That carp is gonna last you.
How long do you think it'll last you on your fishing trips? Because you go out, you're out for a while.
I'm out for a while. I usually take at least one carp with me. But sometimes I still come back with carp because I'll reuse bait. Like I'll keep that carp on the hook. It'll catch me.
You can keep, and you can freeze it if you need to.
Vacuum
seal bag, and it'll last. Some of the other baits like shad and stuff, it
doesn't last. Yeah, carp lasts. I took it home, filleted that day, and I've been using that same carp for a month now. That I just take it out the freezer and go out there. I put the head in each bag, so all the drippings and everything just sits there and marinates, and let the blood in there, everything.
That's right.
Well, I was going to ask you about that carp, and I think that I've heard quite a few people talk about it. They take that common carp while it's still alive. They'll throw it up on the bank and then take a baseball bat, and beat that whole fish.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And what it does, it bloodshot all the meat.
Oh, okay.
So instead of having a big chunks of white meat, it bloodshots that white meat with blood all through the whole body.
Oh,
then they cut it up.
That's a good idea right there. I'm gonna do that next time. They're gonna think I'm being cruel to the fish.
Well, they have to understand that's an invasive species to start with.
Yeah.
So they
got. Oh man, I got a lot of UK people following my channel now. When they see me use a carp,
crazy. Yeah. Justin Fishing Fetish says, "How does he prepare his carp for fishing?"
I fillet it up and then cut it into chunks. I usually use about 1.5 by 1.5 pieces, not very big. And then if I'm just trying to weed away the small fish, then I'll throw a big old piece of bait on there. But them little fish still go after it.
Yeah. Now, do you use bigger pieces for bigger fish, or you just use the same size stuff all the time?
I wintertime, I downsize my baits in the wintertime, and that's where we're coming out of. So now that we're going into the springtime, I'll start to upsize my baits, upsize my hooks. When we were out there the other day catching, I was using 10-aught hooks all day long, and we were killing them. And we caught so many dinks. It was on some 10-aught hooks. I felt bad for some of them. They were looked almost close to the brain.
Yeah.
Oh man.
Mr. Gadget says, "Do not do the fish beating thing on."
No. Don't record that.
You ain't gonna see it on YouTube. I won't do that on YouTube.
Yeah, I hear you. There's Laura the Explorer.
Yep, and there's another one coming. Yeah, there's another one coming in here. Well, I done missed it.
That's one.
Did you get him, Lyle?
Oh, did you get him?
I may not get any more, but I got that one.
There you go. Oh, then if somebody come through a new one a little while ago and I missed it, it's on up through the chat somewhere. So we missed your name. Sorry about that. If we see it again, we'll shout you out.
Yep, glad to have Parker Pursuits.
Oh, I see somebody says they scale the carp. I don't scale my carp. I keep the scales on, and I pop the hook through, and I just take that one scale that's off, on the hook. But I keep them scales on there. It makes it keeps it tougher and keeps that hook, locked in place, so it's not going anywhere.
There you go. Somebody trying something different. That's all. That's how we learn different techniques, ain't it, Lyle? Somebody's got to try something different.
And here's the thing: back in the old days, when we first started fishing tournaments 30 years or more ago, if we found something like that, like mutilating that carp, if that worked for us, you didn't talk about that.
No,
you didn't, because you didn't want the guy that was fishing against you in the next tournament knowing about it.
Mm-hmm.
Exactly.
We changed from that now, and it has.
Yeah.
Doc and I started doing that, and many others. It wasn't just Doc and I, but I know Doc and I was sharing information 20 years ago with guys. I would tell people exactly where I was going to fish the next day, and sometimes I was there when I got there.
Yeah.
We wanted people to be successful even then. I know Dieter was like that when he used to be known as Wily Catman, and he would tell people about different things like that. And now it has changed tenfold to where people are a lot more helpful because they want people to be successful. If I share something with you, say I bought a hook from Lee, and Lee Reed's hook worked so well for you, and I told you about it, then you're going to share that information with somebody else, or one of James's bobbers. Man, I caught so many fish using that bobber, and you use it, and you do have the same results, and you're going to, and that works for everybody in the industry, whether they're selling something or whether they're not. If you're catching fish and you share that, and the next guy catches fish and he passes that along, pretty soon somebody's going to share it on the internet, and everybody's doing it.
Yep.
So this helps the industry.
Yeah, and Lyle, what me and you talked about the other day, by doing that, somebody's going to come up with the next big thing that's going to totally change catfishing.
Mm-hmm.
And it's out there. Somebody ain't releasing that information yet. I don't know if they're still trying it or not. Oh, Dieter's on the roll.
Well, I hate to bring this up, but Dieter just made a post. He says, back in the old days, we used deer sinew to make fishing line, and they sharpened the wing bone of a turkey for a hook when we fished out of dugout canoes. Now, Dieter and I may be the only two old enough to remember that. But Dieter at least admits that he's old enough.
Yeah. So I ain't far behind you, Lyle.
Yeah, I know, but
I ain't gonna.
That stuff is beyond me.
Yeah,
I think he does it as a gig to me, but it works out that you can twist it just a little bit and get a different spin on it.
Oh yeah. I believe I might be wrong, but I believe Dieter might have a little bit of dye in that hair, trying to keep his age under control.
Yeah,
I might be wrong because he got a head of hair on him.
Yeah, he does. And he used to be in a ponytail, but it's not anymore. And I think half of us didn't figure out who he was the first 3 or 4 months after he got that ponytail cut off.
Yeah, because he had that thing for years, didn't he?
He did. Hey, what do you got coming up this summer that you can share with everybody?
We got fishing. I'll be doing a lot of fishing, a lot of catfishing, snakehead fishing, striper fishing, bass fishing. I'm a multi-species angler. I go after them all. And I cannot wait. This last year was, COVID year. A lot of stuff was shut down.
That's right.
It slowed down, my growth on YouTube, slowed down the amount of videos I put out, slowed down, a lot of fishing, a lot of time I was able to get out there on the water. But I recently resigned from my job back in December of last year, and I got a lot more time to go out and go fishing. So I can't wait. I'll be traveling, meeting up with a couple YouTubers throughout the year. Going down to Virginia, getting down to Louisiana. We'll get up with Creole catfishing. Make my way down to Florida, so I can't wait.
So when's the Missouri trip coming?
Missouri? Well, we can add Missouri to that too. We can add Missouri too.
As long as the weather's warm and I get over this shoulder, which I'm released to go now. So if you happen to come through Missouri, we'll just have to take time and go. That's just
we'll definitely do it.
Coming through because I live just real close to Lake of the Ozark, Truman, and Palm de Terre, and we'll catch something.
Yeah, I love to fish. I love to travel. Jasmine, my wife, she loves to travel. She supports me 100%. So yeah, we're gonna make some trips.
That's good.
Peter said he wants to come fish for snakeheads with you.
Oh yeah, we could definitely make that happen. Dieter, I'll stop in Carolina too. I definitely will. We'll
go down here.
I'll bring some carp, Dieter. Some strawberry jello carp.
There you go.
He's gonna have some strawberry jello in there.
Definitely will. We definitely will.
Well, that's his last video, Lyle. The daggum cut bait outnumbered him 4-1.
I told him that was a fluke a long time ago. He'll see the narrow ways of life before long.
Probably all the fish done died have been eating that daggum chicken from salmonella poisoning.
Yeah.
Oh. Are you planning on entering any tournaments once you really get your boat figured out exactly how you want to do it in different circumstances, or
I may. I'm not sure yet. I think it would be fun. It would be exciting to do it. I definitely have to get comfortable in the boat, get the boat set up the way that I want, and get comfortable at targeting big fish. That's one thing. I can I see the fish. I know where they are. I'm pulling up on them. We're dropping anchor and we're catching them. But over the next couple months, I want to get after going and targeting just big catfish only. So once I get comfortable doing all that stuff, I think tournaments you will see in the future. Not something I do on the regular, but I definitely will have fun and go.
It's a great experience. I will warn you, it's extremely addictive if you happen to do good in one.
Yeah.
If you don't, it's extremely addictive with the amount of knowledge you learn from people and the amount of people that come up there and share things with you and visit with you. It is so much fun.
Yeah.
You have to be careful or you'll be consumed with it.
Oh yeah. And I'm somebody that once I get into something, I go all the way in.
Yeah,
so.
I understand completely. I really house.
I'd love to see other people out there, Lyle, do like I seen Jeff Manning come in here a few minutes ago. He has one of the most awesome tournaments, and it's that Grand Slam tournament.
Absolutely.
Blue, flathead, and channel catch. You got to catch all three to get the Grand Slam. And that is so much fun, Lyle, because these big tournament guys, they catch them blues, they catch them flatheads, and they catch channels.
But they don't.
But the day of the tournament, they can't find them.
Hey, Christina Dunnigan is in the house.
Yep, I seen that.
Weekend ditch pickler's wife. Welcome, Christina.
Oh Lord,
I haven't caught a flathead yet, so that's definitely one species I'm definitely going after this year to target and get me some flatheads.
You do know they are the king of catch, right?
Yes, I cannot wait, and I've heard the fight is amazing. I heard they fight.
If you get one, it doesn't have to be a giant.
Yeah, it does. Yeah.
They're an amazing fish. They put up a hell of a battle, and it's a prize every time you catch one.
Yeah, I can't wait.
And even more in that daggum current, ain't that right, Lyle?
That's right. Now, I don't know nothing about the current situation that you guys have out on the East Coast because you have tidal current
Yeah.
I know zero about that. We
Yeah.
don't have current like that in the mid part of the United States. So if I ever come out there, I would love for somebody to take me where that's at, just because I find it intriguing to know that the current goes one way one part of the day and goes in the other direction another part of the day. That would be a huge learning experience for
Yeah.
the guy that's
Yeah.
not been around it.
It definitely is. You have to pay attention. I pay attention because like the boat ramp that I go put in at during low tide, it can be around 3-4 feet, you know. So I'll have to pay attention to the tide. I was telling like Mark, I was like, you know, just meet me. I'll pick you up. Let me get the boat out and out because you know it's like a 10-foot stretch where it gets very shallow. And I just didn't want to have a lot of weight in the boat weighing it down. So I was like, I'll just go pick you up.
Yeah, that's probably an easy way to do it.
Yeah.
Well, as it has been a blast having you on here tonight. Well, I'd like for you to come back after you've caught your flathead and tell us about that experience, because I know that is something that everybody wants to catch.
Yes.
But man, we've had a great time with you on here tonight. We talked about fishing, we talked about family, we talked about important stuff and some not so important.
Yeah.
But it was a lot of fun.
Definitely was a lot of fun. And I will definitely come back and tell you guys about my experience after catching me a couple flatheads. Definitely will.
Well, when you get one of those, it don't have to be big, but if you get one, you let me know. We'll make it happen, because I think it would be just a lot of fun to visit with you about that. Of course, we're going to talk about some other stuff too.
Yeah, yeah. Oh, of course, always.
Yeah, but then you'll have done so much other stuff.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
figured out different things about the boat and fishing
Yeah.
and all that. We'll have a full 1 hour show again, and it'd be just as much fun or more.
Yeah, most
Sunfish
definitely. Yeah.
Assassin, thank you.
Thank you, Sunfish Assassin. We appreciate it very much. Don't forget to tune in to Mark with Catfish and Crappie. He's got a great guest tonight. You guys are going to love that show. Has, thanks again for being on the show with us tonight. James, what else we got before we close her out?
Well, one last thing. Wednesday night, I will not be on. I got some family stuff to take care of. So y'all got a free night. You don't have to look at my ugly mug on this coming Wednesday night. But the following Wednesday night, we got some special guests coming on. So tune in. I enjoyed it. And one last thing about the flatheads, their eyes are on top of their head.
Yes. Yes.
Always remember.
That's where the float comes in. That's where the float comes in. Keep it up off the bottom.
There you go. Guys and gals, I enjoyed it as always.
We want to thank all of our people in chat tonight. We had a great group tonight, and that with some other stuff that's going on. So we had a big crowd, and we appreciate you all coming in and supporting Has. He's a great guy to watch. Has, tell them where they can find your YouTube channel and find you on Facebook.
All right, YouTube is Has Life, just like it is right there. You see, and Facebook and Instagram Has Life Fishing. Just add fishing at the end of it. You can find me on there.
So be sure to check him out. He's got some really cool videos, and a lot of them, like the one they had the other day with the fishing magician. They caught a ton of fish. It kept you going all the time. He has great fishing with his family, his son, his wife, his brother. Great shows. You'll love the channel. Be sure to check him out. Be sure to check out Patriot Catfish of America. And don't forget,
I'm going to do some fishing this year, Lyle. I ain't done no fishing in a while. I got to get my tail back on the water.
That's what it's all about, man. Thursday night, Mark and I will be on Panfish Nation. So be sure to tune in for that. We'll have a great show for you then, too. Thanks, everybody, for watching. See you next week.
God bless.